important parts of the Constitution of India, right? So we have started going through the schedule of the Indian Constitution, right? So we can write the schedule here, schedules of the Indian Constitution. See, apart from this, what I said yesterday, two more things are important. You can also keep in mind that the number of articles, or there are articles and the parts, right? So what I said originally, right, if you consider. So that's what we have started yesterday. So originally there were 8 different schedules, and eight different schedules which we can consider. So originally 8 schedules were there. Today there are 12 schedules, right? By amendments, some of them have been included. Originally there were 22 parts. 22 parts, right? Currently there are 25 parts. And originally there were 395 articles. Fine. Now there are 448 articles, right? Apart from this, or along with this, one more thing you should always keep in mind: the amendments. And you should always look towards the amendments. So amendments till date 104 amendments. So 104th amendment was on 25th. Okay, I will write January 2020, right, which we can consider. So this was the part which we have started. So originally this is the part of the Constitution. Currently now these have been there, right? Anyway, so you have to see what is in which schedules, right? So obviously we will be looking in some of the parts, right, in which the articles are being there, right? Don't consider that there will be 8 schedules, and in that 8 schedule 22 parts are there, and then in that 22 parts 395 articles. No, it's not like that. You can consider that there are 22 parts in which 395 articles were there, right? So don't mix up this with this. Schedule is always a okay. त्याला आपण बऱ्याचदा ते आपल्याला पुस्तकाच्या पाठीमागच्या बाजूला पाहायला भेटतात. So in such kinds of reports, right, the schedules are always attached. बऱ्याचदा आपण अपेंडिक्स म्हणून पण जोडत असतो पाठीमागच्या बाजूला काहीतरी. So likewise, right, where in detail you can have the things, right? For example, suppose there is a ayog, and that commission, for example, backward commission, right, magas ayog, that is for the state. For India it is different, and for state it is different. So Rajya Magas Ayog, Rajya Magas Ayogaचं काम आहे, so to prepare a report. So they will prepare a report, right, as per the directions of government for any of the categories, right? Very recently, in the last week only, one committee has been set up in order to, yes. Anyway, so in order to suggest to the government about the provisions related to the OBCs and VJNTs, right, for their population and the measures for upliftment in the 8 district in the Maharashtra. Right. So now they will be doing their job. They will be preparing the report of their committee, and how it has been prepared, that is also being explained in the schedules. Right. So that's the case which we can consider. Anyway, so let's go towards the schedules of the constitution. Right. So this is the thing which you should always keep in mind. Now, in this case, as I said, you have 12. So first, so what is in first? So in the first schedule, there is the, let's say, names of 28 states, right, and 8 union territories. Fine. So, and their jurisdiction. Who has kept the Mandar? Can you put off your audio? Okay, that's fine. So, names of the different states and their jurisdiction, right? Then, if you consider also the names of union territories, as well as union territories extent, right? थोडक्यात काय, तर राज्य आणि केंद्रशासित प्रदेशांबद्दलची असलेली माहिती, right? So names and all these things, that is always being included in this particular schedule. That's it, right? So it's comparatively, you can say it's very small one, right? Only these things are there. Fine. Then second one, right? So which is having, now this is huge, which is having the provisions related to the salary, emoluments, allowances, privileges, right, and so on. Of whom, or for what? The president, then the governors, right? President of India, the governors of the states, the speaker, and deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha, the chairman. Now see, the same designation is there, but the name is different. The chairman and the deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Also, this is little bit more, right? Then the speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Legislative Assembly in the states. त्यानंतर same designation but having different name, the chairman and the deputy chairman of the काय असेल legislative. Here you have written assembly, right? Here you will now write council, Vidhan Sabha, Vidhan Parishad in the states. इथल्या मेंबर्सला म्हणतात MLA, इथल्या मेंबर्सला म्हणतात MLC, right? Member of Legislative Council, member of Legislative Assembly. जसा member of Parliament मध्ये member of Lok Sabha and member of Rajya Sabha, right? So that is the case which we can have, right? Then it has not ended. Again, it is related to the judges of the Supreme Court, judges of the Supreme Court, then judges of the High Court, right? Then I will write it in full form: Comptroller and Auditor General, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, that is CAG, right? So all of these, right, and the provisions related to their salary, emoluments, allowances, privileges, and something or so on is included, or it is being in the Schedule 2 of the Constitution, right? See, these are the things which you have to look into and again and again, so that you will be always remembering these, right? So as far as your level of examination, right, or the preparation, nobody will ask you what is that article, what is this article, right? But questions related to the schedules may be asked, right? So for that you should know, right? For example, on this particular schedule, what kind of question will be there, right? So which one of the following is the provisions of which one of the following are according to the Schedule 2, right? So in your given options, one of these two will be there only, right? Nothing is in that particular case. So these are the things, or the provisions of the salary and the emoluments, allowances, then privileges of the President of India are according to, right, or are, right? So you will be having answer in that case, the second schedule. Fine. So forms for oath, and not only ministers are taking the oath, but also some of other, then who are that, right? So the forms of oath, or we can call it as affirmations, right? For whom? Very first thing, the union ministers, so including PM. See, always keep in mind, PM is also a union minister. Only thing is that he is the head of the ministry. Nothing is different, right? So overall, if you consider, right, then it is the one of the ministers. Then second is the candidates. Now see, what I am saying, candidates, not a member, right? So candidates for, okay, the election of the parliament. Okay, I think it's got. So the candidates for the election of the parliament. Then after, let's say, being election or being elected, now it will be called the member, right? So the members of parliament, members of parliament, right? Then next one in this row, the judges of the Supreme Court. Judges of the Supreme Court, right? Then now I will write in short form the oath of CAG. Then the state ministers, right? The next in this case, the candidates, right? Here I can write CM as like PM, right? So the candidates, which candidates? Candidates for election to the state as like parliament, state legislature, state legislature, right? The next in this case, after being elected, they become the now member. So the member of the state legislature, right? Then some of this we can write in last one, probably the judges of the high courts, right? So this is nothing but the third schedule which we can consider. Fine. Then next in this is the fourth schedule. So in fourth schedule, it is related to whatever we have already gone through, right? So latter part we do know, right? That is nothing but the seats of Lok Sabha, seats of Rajya Sabha. So how these seats are allocated, right? So the process or the allocation of seats, right? So allocation of seats in the Rajya Sabha and right, and the uh, allocation of seats in the Rajya Sabha, okay, of states and union territories. Right. So how the seats are being allocated to the any of the state and union territories, right, to the Rajya Sabha. So that is related. The provisions related to this particular factor are in the yes, that is in the fourth state, right? Sorry, fourth schedule. Now fifth schedule, important thing, right? I think yesterday also we have given a lot of intention on this particular. So I will just quickly go through this particular part which we can consider. Now, in this case, uh, the administration and control, right? Administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes, right? Scheduled areas and the scheduled tribes. So if you consider the administration, what should be the administration, right? So that is in the fifth one. Then same thing, but having been of different for different states or some of the let's say other states which we can consider, not other, what I can say, special. Again, special is not a perfect word, but you can consider. So the provisions related to the administration of tribal areas of northeastern states. So which are these northeastern states? Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Tripura. झोपेतून उठवलं तर हे चार राज्य सांगता यायला पाहिजेत. Always keep in mind it's of impact, right? So they are tactically important as far as these two schedules are concerned, right? I will not now emphasize more on this one, right? So these are the things which we can consider, right, for the first six schedules, right? First six schedules. Now let's go to the seventh schedule. So what about the seventh schedule is? So again, it is nothing but the related to the provisions of the division of powers, between the union and the states in terms of, let's say, union list, in terms of state list, right? So these are the different things which we can consider, right? So I will write it. Provisions related to division of powers between the union and states, between union and states, right? So in terms of union list and the state list and concurrent list, right? So these are the different things which we can consider. Now, okay, I will write it so that you will understand what I'm saying. In terms of, first one is union list, state list, and one more is concurrent list. Fine. So if you consider this one, then what this union list, what this state list, what this concurrent list, right? So that is also important, right? So in this particular case, if you consider, so as far as presently, as far as the union list is concerned, so union list is consisting. Okay, originally 97 were there, but currently there are 100 subjects, right? There are 100 subjects. Who was there? Okay, Samin, that's fine, right? So currently there are 100 subjects which we can consider. Originally 97, that was fine. Then as far as state is concerned, right? Originally there were 66, right, subjects. Now there are 61 only, right? So this will happen. See, at the time of amendment, you will be adding something, you will be removing something, right? So either of these two will be happening. And as far as concurrent list is concerned, right? So originally there were 47 subjects. Now there are 52 subjects. Fine. So the powers of the division of powers between the, so what power is conferred to whom, right? What state can do and what union is doing. So this is distinct, and that distinction is in the form of these three lists, right? So you can consider, union list and the state list. What about concurrent list? So it is always consistent or agreeing, right? Or you can consider which is happening, right? So that could be the thing. So 47, 66, 97 were there, but currently you can only at least you should always understand, keep in mind these numbers, right? If you forget these, uh, in that case it may be accepted, right? But this must be remembered, is important. Yes, I mean, right? So concurrent list is, so these are the things, right? So Sami was uh, informing that the concurrent list includes subject like the marriage, like the adoption, right? So kind of thing. If someone wants to go into detail, but what I said, first at least understand the structure, and then obviously, no doubt, for some of the things you must go into the details. Fine. Anyway, so this is about the seventh schedule which we can have, right? Now eighth schedule. Originally this was the last one. Sorry, I will write it into number. Eighth schedule. Anybody can guess what about the eighth schedule. Okay, so eighth schedule is about the languages, right? So description of yes, Ajinkya, good. Ajinkya said the Achar, there are two Adityas, Aditya Mehtre and Aditya Yadav. That's fine. Right. So both you have answered correctly. That is related to languages. So you can have I can write it here about the okay. Samin is again writing. Schedule is officially yes. So description of languages, or we can consider the recognized languages, right? Or recognized. Now my next question is how many recognized languages, right? Yes. So there are 22 recognized languages. Fine. Good. Aditya, Karthik, that's fine. So you remember there are Akshay, yes, that's good. Shreyas, that's fine. Sudeep, that's fine. So 22 where Samin, that's fine. 22 where the 22 are the language. My next question is Ajinkya Yadav, that's good. My next question is originally how many recognized languages were there? Yes, Aditya Mehtre, that's fine. Karthik, recheck it. It's not that. Sahil, it's not that. So originally there were 14 languages, right? So originally you had 14 languages, right? For uh, what we can consider recognized languages, right? Which were in the eighth schedule. Now, what these languages are, that is important, right? So if you consider uh, the subsequent amendments, right? So I think in from 21st amendments. So in 21st amendment, some of the languages have been included. Then in 71st amendment, again some of the language have been included, right? Then in 92nd amendment, some of the languages have been included, right? So these were the different languages which we can consider. So let's write the first 14, right? So very first I will go with the alphabets. Assamese, right? I will be writing first the originally. Assamese, Bengali, right? Bodo, Dogri. This is also known as Dongri, right? Gujarati, then Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, then Kokni, Mathili, which is also known as Maithili, Malayalam, Manipuri, And I think last of M is our language, Marathi, was basically among the 14. So originally, then there was Nepali, right? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I think so. These were the different. I think Nepali. No, Nepali was, I guess, was anyway. So I will be coming across. Then next we can have Nepali, Oriya, right? Punjabi, Sanskrit, Santhali, Sindhi, Tamil. I have written Tamil, Telugu, and Urdu. Someone has written it. Good. Right. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, and 22. So all together these are the 22 which we can have. Fine. Now, in this case, if you consider, right, so as I said, in this particular, yes. So Sindhi, right, just a minute.